Boom. Here we are, man. Here we freaking are. Excuse the glare. Excuse the glare, but you know what it is. Before we get started, thank you guys for joining Just Geeking Out. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment in the comments section if you got an opinion about this figure. We have the DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector's Edition Superman. More specifically, Superman the movie 1978. Number 25 in the Collector's Edition. If you're looking for this bad boy, there's a barcode right there. I got mine from GameStop. Pre-ordered it a while ago and he just came in today, but I believe he's hitting shelves now. So check out your Walmarts, Targets, GameStops, where you get your McFarland figures. And I mean, what can I say? What can I freaking say about Christopher Reeve as Superman? He is not just the standard bearer for every actor to jump in the boots, but he's a standard bearer for every actor to put on any costume in any superhero movies, DC or Marvel. This was the first time they took a comic book seriously, and this actor just transcended the material. Think about it. No hate, but only about 2 out of 4 of Christopher Reeve's Superman movies are good. 3 has good moments and 4 is unwatchable. So when we think about this man, it's not just his movies. He, as Superman, transcended the movies he was in and just became Superman to us. Not the Superman in that movie, but just Superman. Anyway, you're not here to hear me talk about all that stuff. Let's get this bad boy unboxed. Yo, unboxed, ready to go. Before we get more started, we already got started. I'm going to be comparing him to the Neca Superman figure that I have, that Christopher Reeve figure. We're going to see him with Cavill figure. We're going to size him up with some other McFarlane figures, including Earth 2 Superman. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Before we get to the figure, though, let's take a look at some of his accessories. We have that just iconic Christopher Reeve image, same one as the back of the box. This is the collector's edition, so no white border, just that collector's edition lettering along the sides in chrome, and the data file chromed out. You can pause to read that if you want to. This is sick, man. Look, I'm an 80s baby, so I grew up with Christopher Reeve movies. He wasn't just my Superman, he was the definitive superhero. And then, of course, 1989 happened, and Batman just took over. He comes with a flight stand, like all Superman figures should come. All figures that can fly should come with a flight stand. McFarlane, sometimes they don't. Sometimes there's Superman figures who don't come with flight stands. He also comes with a lot of hands, which I'm happy about, you know. This figure's about, what, $30 or so? I'm dropping stuff. This figure's about $30 or so. So he should have a lot of accessories because this is the collector's edition. So we get some really great hands, as you see here, sculpted really nicely. Kind of grabbing hands. I think I showed you a flight hand. You can get one pointing. Of course, you got the fist in already. Some flight hands right here, which are just kind of dope and sculpted really well, if you ask me. Sculpted really well. And you get this hand holding the crystal, the sunstone. Just right out of the movie, man. So sick. And now let's get to this figure. This is dope. This is so dope. Let's raise him up. Whoa. This is amazing. Like, all right, let's see. Let's get a good look at this face. I want to say right off the top, the Neca probably has the better likeness to Christopher Reeve. We'll compare in a second, but I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this at all. It resembles him. It's not perfect, but for a $30 figure, I'm not mad at it. Got some QC right here. But I'm not mad at this. Especially the hair. I feel like the curl, yeah, it's like almost hovering above his head. I love when McFarland does that. Just gives it more life. Here's the other head sculpt that comes with it. See that right there. Now, as soon as I saw this head sculpt, I knew we are getting the freaking angry, mean Superman from part 3. And that is out as a platinum edition, if you guys can find it. Maroon and all. But already the colors are just pitch perfect, so vibrant. His costume was a little bit more kind of light bluish with the greenish in the movies because they needed him not to disappear into the blue screen they had, so they had to like add some greenish tint to it. So his suit's like not this blue, but we all kind of wanted it to be this blue, so I'm not mad at it. And that S is pretty cool. It's raised. Now, when I saw images of it, I was kind of mad that it was raised because I wish it was more flush. But to be honest, it's not that bad. I don't even know if it looks that raised on camera. I don't know. I think the trunks are the perfect size, and that oval, what was really cool about Reeves' belt was that it just had like that double kind of circle. You see it right there. And they definitely have that here. It makes his belt very unique. And they painted the back. They don't always paint the back. They painted the back. It's dope. And the boots are perfect. His boots were great. It really felt like you can slip those boots into a pair of shoes. Pretty sick. And then the cape. Ah, that unique kind of stitched logo he had. This is perfect. Wired cape, of course, so you can get some action. Now, I would have loved if this was a little wider to match that. Not nitpicking, but you know, it'd be cool if the neckline was a little wider, but it's pretty dope. We've seen this is the same material from Earth 2. I'll do a comparison in a second. And I love the length of the cape. You know, because after the Adam West figure, I'm like, that cape was too long, and I don't care. Not that deep to me, but you know, if we're trying to get as accurate as possible, the cape, yeah, the length should be right about here, and it's perfect. If it was down to the floor, it just wouldn't feel like Superman. We have these cuffs right here, which is not odd because he has them in his suit. What's odd is just what to do about this ball joint here. You know, I don't know. I just wish we didn't have these. It kind of really uglies it up, and that's kind of what McFarlane has. Sometimes they'll make this flesh tone, sometimes not. I'm not sure exactly what would have been better here. Don't know. Smaller? I don't know. I'm not a sculptor. What do I know? Let's check out his articulation. You know, side, this side. Definitely gonna pop this head on the Henry Cavill Superman by, see what it looked like with Christopher Reeve in a modern suit. But yeah, he gets the diaper isn't in the way. And he can definitely fly. And his ab crunch tilts up enough. Wish his head tilted a little bit more. That way we can get some good flying. Hands come off pretty easy. Yep. Pretty easy. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Your typical McFarlane articulation. Ab crunch could be a bit better. No, that's pretty good. Switch the head tilted up just a little bit more. But typical McFarlane. Posing with none of the issues. Loving this figure. He's very lean. He's very skinny, which I like because, you know, Christopher Reeve was a built man, but he wasn't this. He wasn't an action figure, and really nobody is. And this is before they used suits, muscle suits, and shading. So he just kind of, you have this leotard that's hiding all your definition, but you look like a regular, you know, athletic guy instead of like, you know, a god, which I think works for his Superman anyway. Very relatable, very approachable. All right, let's compare him to some other figures. If I can get him to stand. All right, let's drop you down a bit. Okay. So a lot of people at first thought they were going to reuse the Earth 2 body to make a Christopher Reeve figure because the colors and just everything was really right with that body. But, you know, in my opinion, it'd be great if for a Christopher Reeve figure, if we're going a little bit, fantastical. But he is very muscle bound. I don't think would have worked as a real life representation. But, you know, completely two different sculpts here. And the colors are very different. When people saw his colors, they thought Christopher Reeve and knew he was coming and assumed they'd use this buck. But he is very light blue. And to be honest with you, I kind of think his colors match that more. If I'm being completely honest with you, it's not this blue. It's more this light blue. I think, at least according to this picture. What do you guys think? And their capes are actually made of the same exact material. Not all McFarlane capes are made of the same cloth material. They're wire capes. Some are this, some are a little bit more of the shiny kind. And the Batman, armor Batman, is very different than the others. So you can see he has this massive ass. And I want to say his red is a little redder. Huh. No reuse of parts, like I said, but I do know the comic book Superman 78 Page Puncher Christopher Reeve figure does use parts from here in here. I think his whole like torso here is used. Which one do you guys like better? I don't know. Let me see something. Head comes off real easy. Doesn't really match, but you'd have to do something about the color. But for a lot of people, this is what their customs were looking like a little bit. I see it. There's something here. A little too muscle bound, but there's something here. I'm not mad at it. All right, let's get him out of here. Yo, how cool is it if these two met? You know, talk about Superman No Way Home. How cool would that be? Something happened to his arm. I'm having a hard time getting him to put it down. That's why I have him in this pose. But I mean, it's such a departure from what came before it. It almost looks black, you know? But completely representative of the movies they were in together. I think these guys are going to be on a shelf together. Just which suit do you guys prefer? Now I gotta say, you know, Zack Snyder's costumes were pretty sick. Imagine imagine Reeve in this suit. Hold on. The whole peg came out. Why does that look so damn good? Why does that look so damn good? The colors don't match at all, but it's not that deep. But why does that look so good? No offense, Henry Cavill, but this figure looks even more like Superman. Wow, that looks really good. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. All right. And then, of course, the real comparison is this NECA figure versus the McFarlane. And at first, I was giving it to NECA without a shadow of a doubt. Now, I'm really not so sure. Belts are about the same. McFarlane's S is way better. Head sculpt, though, there's no comparison. There is absolutely no comparison. The NECA head sculpt shatters, in my opinion, McFarlane. That looks like Christopher Reeve to me. The overall sculpt, NECA's is better. No lie, it's better. Even the material of the cape is nicer. Whoop. The material of the cape is nicer. Where it comes out in the neckline, I think, is a little cleaner. Yeah, I think the NECA's is better. But I'll tell you about NECA. You can't pose this guy. This is a fragile freaking figure. This is fragile. So fragile, in fact, that if you move it around enough, you scratch the paint off of here just by posing his hands. So the NECA is great. I think it's overall a better sculpt in some ways. In most ways. Like, I like the diaper better on here, the S better on here. The colors are about the same. This is a little bit more vibrant. Like the cape here, the material of the cape here. Sculpt of the boots. I like the body here. I mean, this is a better sculpted figure for sure. But it's fragile. It's so fragile. But let me know what you guys think. Comparing these two. Now, from the profile, the McFarlane one looks more like Christopher Reeve profile than straight on. Profile, that's almost identical. Way more than NECA. But straight on, I can't say that. Let me know your guys' thoughts. And how dope was it for these two guys to have this version of Batman v Superman? You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Excuse me? McFarlane figures don't like to just stand regularly. Here we go. This was my Batman and Superman growing up, kids. That's pretty dope. I'm happy. I'm happy with this figure. I think McFarlane is knocking it out of the park. He's making it really hard to be a collector because money is just flowing out of our pockets. But I'm really happy. I'm not gonna hunt for the Superman 3 figure. I mean, my friend Jack, who has a channel, Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk. Check it out. Yeah, like I would need that to be in a Clark Kent 2-pack. Because what's the point of having that figure if he's not gonna fight Clark Kent? He didn't fight Superman, he fought Clark. And I never showed you guys what the grumpy head looks like. Which, honestly, I would never put this head on him because that head would be reserved for grumpy Superman, not your classic Superman. But if he's in a fight, fighting Nuclear Man, he kind of had this look a bit when he's getting his butt kicked on the moon. Now I'm just playing with my toys, but that's pretty much it, man. That is my Superman 1978 figure. I love it. I wasn't going to get it because I already had the NECA one. I'm like, I don't need another. Do I need another Christopher Reeve figure when I already have this guy, and this guy is so good? But the answer is yes, because now I get to really pose him and put him on a shelf with the other 7-inch McFarlane figures and kind of create my own Elseworlds type situation. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for putting up with my geekiness. I'll be back. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back. I already said that. It's late. I'm tired. I'll be back. Same super time, same super channel. Peace.